The morning fog clung to the cracked sidewalks of Milltown like a forgotten memory. Jason Meyer zipped up his worn-out hoodie, the chill slicing through his resolve as much as the wind. He had a shift to catch at the hardware store, not glamorous, but honest work. Jason had never had much, but he had enough, and that was good enough for him. He took the same route every morning, down 5th Street, past the boarded-up bakery, and across the park. That's when he saw him, an older man in ragged clothes slumped on a bench, his shoes barely holding together, a busted cart full of bottles and scraps at his side. Jason paused. People streamed past, heads down, earbuds in, pretending not to see. A young couple whispered and chuckled as they passed. "Just another crazy," one muttered. Jason hesitated. He'd heard all the cautionary tales: don't talk to strangers, it's a scam, you'll just get pulled into trouble. But there was something in the man's eyes, something more than weariness. A glimmer. A story untold. He stepped forward. "You all right, sir?" The old man looked up, surprised. "Don't see many stopping these days." Jason smiled. "Name's Jason. You hungry?" The man nodded slowly. Jason handed over the turkey sandwich he'd packed for lunch. Then he sat beside him, even though people were starting to stare. Even though he was going to be late for work. The man introduced himself as Henry. They talked for half an hour. Jason learned that Henry had once been a mechanic, then a small business owner. A few bad turns, his wife's cancer, the hospital bills, losing his shop, had dropped him into a spiral he never climbed out of. "I've made peace with it," Henry said. "But it's nice to be seen." Jason pulled out $20, almost all the cash he had until Friday, and tucked it in Henry's cart. "This isn't charity," he said. "It's human." By now, a group of co-workers from the hardware store had spotted Jason on the bench. "Look at St. Jason," one of them jeered across the park. "Feeding the crazies again?" Others laughed. Jason's cheeks flushed, but he didn't move. He just gave Henry a respectful nod and walked away. Later that afternoon, his manager pulled him aside. "You were late. Again." "Yeah, I." "Spare me the story," the manager snapped. "One more time, and you're out." Jason swallowed his protest. "Understood." That night, the doubts crept in. Was he naive? Had he made a mistake helping Henry? Why was it that doing something kind could feel so costly? The next day, Jason returned to the bench. Henry wasn't there. The cart was gone too. Maybe he'd moved on. Maybe that sandwich and conversation were the last pieces he needed. Weeks passed. Jason forgot about the encounter, mostly. He returned to his quiet rhythm: work, home, rinse, repeat. People still mocked him occasionally. St. Jason stuck as a nickname, half in jest, half in derision. Then one Friday afternoon, the quiet of Milltown was broken. A convoy of 11 black SUVs rolled into the parking lot of the hardware store. Tinted windows. Government plates. The kind of entrance that makes everyone stop and stare. Doors opened. Men in suits stepped out. And at the center of them, Henry. Only now, he wasn't wearing tattered clothes. He was clean-shaven, suited up, and commanding the kind of respect that turned heads. A sharp-looking woman beside him carried a leather folder. Jason, stacking nails in aisle 5, had no idea what was happening until his manager's voice crackled over the intercom: "Jason Meyer to the front." Immediately. As Jason walked up, whispers flooded the store. "Is he in trouble? Who are those people?" Henry stepped forward and smiled. "There he is. That's the guy." Jason blinked. "Henry?" The older man laughed. "It's Henry Weston, actually. I used to run Weston Motors, before I lost it all." Jason remembered the name now. Weston Motors had once been a major player in the automotive industry. "You were the only one who treated me like a person," Henry said. "Not a problem. Not a burden. You gave me your lunch, your time, and your dignity. And I never forgot." Jason stood there stunned. "I didn't do it for this." "I know. That's why it matters," Henry said. He turned to the men in suits. "He's the one. Full scholarship, full ride, whatever he wants. And I've got a spot for him on my board for community outreach." Jason's jaw dropped. "But why?" Henry smiled, his eyes misty. "Because when I was invisible, you saw me. Now I want the world to see you."